All right, folks, now it's that time of week since it's Tuesday to talk about what's opening this week, brought to you by our friends at AMC Theaters. There are two major films opening. We're going to talk about one of them right now, and that is Straight Outta Compton. Mark, tell us about Straight Outta Compton.
In 1988, a groundbreaking new group revolutionizes music and pop culture, changing and influencing hip-hop forever. NWA's first studio album, Straight Outta Compton, stirs controversy with its brutally honest depiction of life in southern Los Angeles. With guidance from veteran manager Jerry Heller, band members Ice Cube, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Dr. Dre, Corey Hawkins, Eazy-E, DJ Yella, and MC Ren navigate their way through the industry, acquiring fame, fortune, and a place in history. John, should people be looking forward to Straight Outta Compton?
Yes, this is a movie you should be going out to see. Now, we already did our review of it, so I'm not going to go into everything. I thought the third act of the film was a mess, but who cares? The first two acts, I remember the first two acts of the film, which is the majority of this film, I remember sitting in my seat going, this might end up being one of the top 5 best movies of the year. Now, that falls apart for me personally in the third act, but overall, this is a really cool, if you're interested in like hip hop history or anything, or just a good driving human drama, that's this movie. And I think you will have a good time if you go to see it, and I'll forgive you if you fall asleep during the third act. But other than that, yeah, this is one you should go out to see.
Absolutely. This is an iconic group. This was a group that, just is responsible for what hip hop is today, as much the same way Run DMC is, and other groups that paved the way. And you see why, and you see what they did, and it chronicles a lot of their life, pun intended, I guess. And the movie, I didn't mind the third act as much as you did. It certainly had its problems for sure. Then the first hour is the strongest of it, but it's just the chemistry with all of these actors, and they really brought to life what that was like. I felt like I was there. There were times I didn't even feel like I was watching a movie. I felt like, I thought it was a really good biopic. So this is a movie, especially, not like John said, not only if you're interested in what happened here, but in just real human stories, you should check it out.
Yeah, this is a powerful movie that I definitely recommend going to see in theaters. The way the music hits your ears in that theater with that sound system is incredible. And you run the danger with a movie like this of just being like a VH1 behind the music. And it turns into that a little bit, but it's still an education. At its worst, this movie paints a picture of what it was like in Los Angeles around this time, and it's the perfect time for this movie to be opening up. First of all, because you can look back a little more fondly than you could right then at the time, but it's also, there's still issues that this film deals with that are relevant today, such as something like police brutality, or even something that's less serious when you talk about rap artists and how competitive they are with each other. Right. If Drake and Meek Mill think they have nice diss tracks, go watch Ice Cube. It's one of the most powerful scenes in the movie. Was great. And I really enjoy this as somebody who didn't grow up with NWA in my consciousness, because right when I was just starting to learn that there was a world outside of Virginia, and you see these problems with the Rodney King riots in downtown Los Angeles, and figuring out who Public Enemy was and who Dr. Dre was and Snoop Dogg, this is really a nice education. So I would definitely recommend seeing this.
Yeah, and one of the things about it too is one of my favorite scenes, probably my favorite scene in the movie, is probably going to end up being still one of my favorite scenes of any movie this year, which was the Detroit concert. That Detroit concert scene, man, you could just feel it in the theater too. Yeah. It was just, that's such a great scene. But you're right. When they start going back and forth with the feuding, that scene was actually pretty damn fun.
Yeah, and when you see NWA on tour, that's what it was like when you were Boba Fett as a bounty hunter, going from planet to planet.